Thanks everybody for tuning in. I'm here today with Kevin Sonnenberg, owner of Sonnenberg Trucking. He's the largest operator within our Power Only program here at Keller that we've been operating for about 10 years now. He's been a vital part of our growth, and we continue to grow. And really looking to add some Power Only carriers and owner operators right now. We've got some freight opportunities in the pipeline, and just going to have a chat today with Kevin and kind of share what he's got going on and how he's been successful in our program, and really what the advantages of working with Keller as an outside carrier are. So Kevin, just tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got started in the trucking industry.
Okay, so we got started back in 2008 there. Father had a company on FedEx Ground, and we ran up there for a few years and seen some other opportunities, so kind of got out of that side of it, sold that portion of the business off, and then have just kind of expanded our wings a little bit on some different divisions. We run a couple scrap trucks, and we also run our own freight. Used to be formerly B.A. Miller. We purchased that company, and we're running that side now also. Running our own freight, and then obviously we have 10 trucks on with Keller.
Gotcha. So you've got about 20 trucks total?
About 20 trucks running.
Okay.
Yep, about
and
20
half of them
trucks.
running with Keller?
Yep, got 10 of them running with Keller.
Gotcha.
And then the others are, like I said, running a lot of our own dedicated freight and stuff like that.
Awesome. Well, that's really great. It sounds like you've been pretty successful, and it's been a good business for you.
It has, yeah.
I know you understand the trucking business and working through things with your own trucks, running dedicated freight and a few other things, but what makes you keep those 10 trucks on with Keller, and why do you continue to run for us?
Well, we kind of look, first of all, at diversification. We tried to not put all of our eggs in one basket. Obviously, you guys are a large company, have a lot more opportunities at, freight options there. And so it's kind of tied in well with us. There's times where our dedicated freight will slow down. So we'll take those 5 individuals and we'll grab a Keller box and pull that, whether it's an outbound, an inbound, whatever it is. We'll do that. So that's one of the factors. The other factor with the 10 guys that are just dedicated on Keller, first of all, you guys make it very easy for us, meaning Gary, our dispatcher, pretty well handles all the day-to-day problems. So we get to a vendor and either they're not ready to unload or something, he's the one dealing with them phone calls, whereas on our other divisions, we're the ones taking care of that. So Gary makes it very easy on that. He's always trying to stay a step ahead of the drivers. He knows that we want 2,800 miles minimum a week is our target number that we're shooting for. A lot of these guys are getting over 3,000 miles. So, just depending on where they're at, but he pretty well handles that. That's one of the factors. The biggest factor that we see is the pay per week. It doesn't sound like a big deal, but if you're hung out 30, 60, or 90 days, which some of these companies want to do to us, you're up fronting a lot of money because you still have your payroll, you still have your fuel, you still have your wear and tear. Whereas with you guys pretty well take care of that, and you pay us every week. We'll run for the week, we're getting paid next week.
Yeah, so as long as you've got your paperwork turned in and you completed the load, you're getting paid.
You're getting paid. There's never any questions asked. There's never any discrepancies. It's made pretty easy on that. So that's our big one.
Yeah, cash flow is a big deal, and I'm sure you realize that.
It is.
We make it easy, that's for sure.
Yes.
So.
Yep, definitely.
So there's some other advantages for sure. You mentioned the consistency.
Yes.
Gary kind of taking care of things and making sure your plate's clean and you don't have to worry about any issues. Now, if your truck breaks down, that's your problem.
That's us.
We got a maintenance team and we'll help. And if the trailer has any issues, we're right on top of that. You can attest to that.
You can. And here's the next thing: your equipment is up to date. I mean, we're not pulling old equipment. So we do see an issue here or there. It's trucking. At the end of the day, you're going to have that. But equipment's always in great shape, so never have any problems with that.
Yeah, and the average age of our trailer is about 4 years old. We've got 900 trailers.
Okay.
So it's a big focus of ours, and safety and compliance, and that's your record and your driver's record, and we're not going to be the one to cause an issue there. That's
exactly, because that's getting to be more of a factor going forward.
Yeah.
I mean, your CSA scores are huge anymore. So
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And then that's the other thing, if you were to go out today and try to buy a trailer, you'd really struggle. If you found one, you're going to pay way more than you need to be paying.
Yes.
We've got 225 new trailers coming this year. We've got some buying power. we're paying a little more than we'd like to for them, but
Yep.
At the same time, we're poised to grow, and we've got additional trailers for more capacity if we can get it. So
Yeah, yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about fuel. Fuel is a big problem right now, and everybody's feeling it. But I think with our program, you're probably sitting a little better than some may be.
Yeah, so the fuel surcharge is a huge factor that we're seeing going forward. Obviously, if we're running open board freight, we're getting one number and that's it. It doesn't matter if your fuel is $5 a gallon or if it's $3 a gallon. We're going to get one rate coming in.
Yep.
You guys have got the program now where, first of all, we're getting a little discount, a little break at the pump.
Yep.
And then second of all, we see that come back then on, on the surcharge side of it. So,
for sure.
Yeah, and the rate itself.
Yep. So we've got the surcharges. Most of our freight is contract freight, so we've got fuel surcharges with all of our customers that go up and down, and we average anywhere between 40 and 60 cents a gallon off the pump price, just depending on the fluctuation. So
and I've been through this back in '08 where it was before a lot of companies had any surcharges, and I mean it pretty well put the halts on everything. So
for sure. We kind of mentioned it, but let's talk about consistency a little bit. You've said you've got 10 trucks running with us. You've got those trucks, they're kind of the dedicated Keller trucks.
Yep.
Is there many times when those guys go without freight, or are they?
I can tell you since we've been running with you, it's never been a question of is there freight. It's a question of how much freight do you as a driver want. Yes. No, we've never had that. Gary's always got the opportunity. If a guy wants to make an extra couple $100, he could take off and leave Sunday instead of Monday. It's like I said, I have yet to see it where he's saying, "Hey, I need you guys to go home. We don't have nothing." If he would say that, then obviously we'd be seeing it on our other side, and it's not happening. So
good. That's awesome. That's awesome. What else comes to mind? Anything?
No, I mean, it's been a great relationship with you guys. It really has. If like I said, it's kind of went over to our other side also. If we normally get 14 loads of X and all of a sudden we're down to 8, guess what? We'll give you guys a call and say, "Hey, I've got a driver available. Either get me an inbound or an outbound," and you guys always seem to come through, and kind of ties in well with that side too.
Awesome.
So.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So you mentioned 2008. When did you actually start pulling for Keller?
I started one back in '08. Came on and realized, wow, this is not as fun as I thought it was going to be. And it had nothing to do with you guys. It had more to do with the fuel surcharge and everything that was happening back in '08. With the crazy times. So we mustered through it. We also had another guy on scrap, and then we had our FedEx stuff going real heavy at that time. That was our bread and butter back in '08. We mustered through that mess, and I was hoping I wouldn't see it again while I was still in the operations, but obviously here we are again. So we'll get through it. We'll get through it.
Yeah, good deal. Good deal. I think the longevity you've been with us says a lot. And, we really appreciate the partnership, and hopefully we continue to grow in the future.
Sounds good.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks, John. Appreciate it. Yep.